The story begins with our MC Yewu Yu, like the protagonist of a comic. He transmigrated and became the prince of the Dalian kingdom. One would imagine this life to be so luxurious, but in unfortunate circumstances, just in one night their sect was slaughtered by the demon race. Hopeless, he can't do anything about it, while his people were dying, and their only request was to wish that the prince must go to the highly sect, the heaven-mending sect, to learn the immortal law. By doing so, he can slaughter and seek revenge on the pure demon race to rebuild their Daling sect. However, after he escaped death and reached the heaven-mending sect, he thought that he could live like a king, with chicks embracing him from left and right, and becoming a furnace for dual cultivation. But the original host didn't have the required wisdom roots, and could only work as their sweeper, and he doesn't have a system either, saying that it doesn't make sense at all. While thinking all that, Junior brother was approaching him and shouting so loud, calling him and smacking him, asking him why he was slacking off again. While he said to him that he already finished sweeping before taking his break. But his junior didn't believe him and smirked, while he swept all dirt and leaves there, and a cultivator member of their sect was walking towards them. His junior brother noticed it and turned around, and when he saw the guy, and became a bootlicker, greeting him while calling him Xiaoshuan, and saying that he finally back, and he was thankful for his hard work in completing the task. While saying that, he said to our MC, calling him a bitch, asking him, what with that face, and saying to him to look at their brother, saying that the guy joined later than him, but his cultivation level is higher than them, and saying to him to look at himself that he can't even sweep their floor, while scolding him. His junior brother was following their senior brother like licking his boots and talking some sweet words to him while looking at them. He was so angry, saying that the guy was such an ass-kisser, and slammed the broom, saying that the guy Xiaoshuan was a lucky guy, and saying that he just unexpectedly found a top-grade heavenly stone and then unexpectedly joined the inner sect. While he was so annoyed at that, he started to cry like a hopeless man, saying to the heaven that that kind of thing was so simple, and he was simply jealous, because that kind of good luck is supposed to be given to him as a Transmigrator person, saying that it was so unfair. While kneeling there hopelessly, he said to himself that he was a useless trash in that world, and his strong was still like that. And saying that he was miserable unlike the protagonist of those manhuas. As he said those words, heaven heard him, and a system notification popped up, saying that it detected that he had reached the age of an adult, and the system has activated, requesting its host for permission to bind. While he was stunned and could not believe it, as he stared into nothing, the system asked him again if he wanted to accept to approve the binding. With further ado, with sparkling eyes, he was so happy and nodding that he was accepting it. While accepting it, the system started to bind to him, and it was successful, congratulating him for successfully activating the divine Wei Luck system, and telling him that it can detect upcoming chi opportunities of living beings within a certain range around him, helping him seize their chi luck. After obtaining the chi luck, he will interpret the corresponding change encounter, and after getting the change, there will be additional rewards. In addition, the system will release special tasks from time to time, and upon completion of those tasks, he will also receive super gift packs. While hearing it and seeing it, he couldn't believe it, thinking that he successfully hit a jackpot, and the system explained to him that the method was called the capture method, that he needs to say to the person with key luck and then give in to him, and giving him a task, a primary task, to improve his cultivation to the 10th stage of the Yuanqi realm. While he was in a state of amazement, saying that it was the system's route to immortal cultivation, and saying to himself that he is coming for it, and the system detected a character with strong Kai luck in the vicinity, and enabled the scan. The character Xiaoshuan is heading to the back of the mountain, and the system urged him to go quickly and seize the QI luck of that guy. With further ado, he rushed quickly to go there, shouting so loudly like a crazy, and now he was there, and because he was so loud, the guy noticed him and turned around to see who was the person shouting so loudly, and when he turned around, he jumped to him with a happy face that had evil intentions, and the guy was shocked. As he touched him, hugging him in the leg like crazy, the system was absorbing all the chi luck of him, and he successfully intercepted Xiaoshuan's orange chi luck, and seized his opportunity. While sticking to his leg, he was so happy, and the guy was so confused while looking at him, and asking him why he was doing that, and he was so nervously wanting to take him off his leg, while he said, with his eyes sparkling, that he was of peerless demeanor, and he admired him for a long time and had fallen in love with him. That's why he was doing that to him. While in his intrusive thought, he didn't give a shit. He was there to get his luck, and he didn't know where the cave was at the back of the mountain, that he had to get him to show him the way. But doing that, the guy was kicking so hard to get him off him and he was flung away, while saying that he was not into that kind of stuff, and advising him that he needed to have some self-respect, and trying to escape from our perverted MC. He was running away from him, but he was consistent and following him, while saying that he didn't need to run, saying that he misunderstood him, and saying that he is not gay, and telling him to slow down, because he can't catch up to him. Meanwhile, after an hour passed by running around, the guy was so tired, and said that how could it be that their sect had such a person like that? He couldn't believe it, and said that luckily he ran fast or else. But finishing his word, our MC showed up behind him, asking him what it is, and asking why he had that frightened look on his face, and suggesting why don't they come and sit in his room for a while the guy was so stunned, shocked seeing him, while asking him to go away from him, and don't dare to try to do anything to him. While he was as scared as a scaredy cat, he just ran away from him again. While he was running away from him, our MC was looking at him saying that the trick that he had was quite good. Now wandering around, he said that although he had often come to the back of the mountain to cultivate, he said that he had never seen that area, and thinking if the guy probably usually cultivates there, and thinking if the cave should be somewhere around there, while looking around. He found a fluorescent grass, and thinking that no wonder no one can find that damn place. It was in a hideous place, and had a yellow rank low-grade fluorescent grass, and he pulled it out. Taking it, he was so happy that it can be exchanged for a dozen of low-grade spirit stone, and the system congratulating him for successfully intercepting Xiao Xuan's key luck, and obtaining the reward, a yellow rank low-grade yuan-qi pill. And seeing that pill, he remembered that his father said to him that the pills in the Tianyuan continent are divided into 4 ranks, heaven and earth, Xuan, Huang, and even the lower-class yellow pills are very precious. While remembering that thing, the notification from the system saying to him that the greater the host's interception of key luck, the greater the reward will be. Hearing those, he wondered what is the key luck. Then he asked himself what those colors mean, 'cause as he remembered that it was orange on Xiao Xuan, while they said to him that there was many levels of key luck. The lowest is red, and capturing key luck is possible only from the orange level onwards, while he became more excited and so happy and laughing, saying that he can change his life by capturing other people's luck. While smirking like that, he was rushing out of the cave saying loudly that, in a world where the strong are respected, he, Ye Wu Yu, he is going to rise up. Now, after that, in his room, he thought that the legend of him would start from that moment, while he started taking the pill to eat it, saying that for now he must focus on building his physique and starting to cultivate, gathering some aura. He thought that in the Tianyuan continent, practitioners focus on refining their bodies before breaking through the yuan-qi realm, and each of the 9 stages of the yuan-qi realm refines a solid and powerful physique, which is the foundation of a cultivator. While thinking that, an hour passed by. He opened his eyes and said that he finally was successful in going up to the 6th stage of the yuan-qi realm, and was so happy with his accomplishments, saying that despite only breaking through to the 6th stage, his strength is almost at 7,000 pounds. He said that there are 9 QI training stages in the yuan-qi realm. For each stage breakthrough, the strength increased by 1,000 pounds, and after reaching the 9 stages, it will have a strong force of 9,000 pounds. And said that it's not in vain that he's been stuck in a bottleneck for so many years. Once he has built up enough strength, he will cultivate a martial arts technique on top of it, and he said that his power will continue to increase. He almost forgot that the Heaven Mending Sect states that after breaking through the 6th stage of Yuan Qi, a disciple can go to the hidden scripture pavilion and select a martial arts to cultivate at their will, and he was happily rushing there, saying that it is not too late for him to go there. Now, in the scripture pavilion, they were cleaning the area, and this guy noticed him while he was rushing there to their pavilion, and the guy suddenly stopped him, slandering him that their oldest senior brother of the outer sect was there, asking him what wind has brought him there, and asking if he has had a breakthrough, while the others next to him were saying to him what he was talking about, saying that their senior brother is talentless. So how can he have a breakthrough, and saying that it was so obvious he was there to sweep the floor. So he said that they don't need to chatter and asking them to do their work properly while passing by them. But this guy spat in front of him, saying a bad thing to him, that he needed to lick the spit off the ground and crawl away. Then he can pretend that he didn't hear what he just said. While our MC heard those, he became furious, wanting to beat him up until he died. And the power aura of our MC suppressed them all, and they were shocked and nervous, and some members of their sect noticed something happening. The guys said to him that they will give him 3 seconds to lick it, or don't blame them for being rude to him, while he replied to them to try it and give it a go, while he was so confident and calm, everyone seeing this and talking about him that the waste guy finally made a breakthrough, and saying that if this will be the rise of him, while the other guy saying that it's nah, that breakthrough is enough for him in the next couple of years. While they were talking about him, that guy Xiao Xuan was there, and he noticed it. And Xiao Xuan wondered to him that an hour ago, Ye Wuyu was in the 5th stage of the Yuanqi realm, and thinking how that possible, that how come he suddenly made a breakthrough, and he said, moreover, he said that he was a 6th stage of Yuanqi is even stronger than him back then, and he thought that he was gifted, but he's still not as good as him. And he is definitely the one hiding the most while thinking that to him, while our MC was thinking to those guys bullying him that they need to fight then. 'Cause the way he can test his martial arts if he is stronger than a normal 6th stage, and asking them that he was in a hurry situation, and for them to hurry up and come at him together. Because of his actions, those guys became so angry and furious, saying to him that he was so arrogant. They attacked together, and also said to him that he was trash and still a trash even after reaching the 6th stage. But in a blink of an eye, with just a single punch, those guys were flung away. All of them, seeing this, couldn't believe it, saying that it is impossible because he was in the 6th stage of Yuanqi. All of them were thinking how he was so strong. Because of the punch, those guys were knocked out on the ground, and he was dominating them, saying that if they didn't believe, he was there to convince them. He said as a friendly reminder as their senior. But before finishing his words, he suddenly stopped, and Elder Zhang Mo was giving him advice using mind transmission, saying that he didn't need to chatter around all day long because he didn't realize what he was missing out on. As he walked to the pavilion, the elder said that if he had the energy to talk, why not practice a little longer so he wouldn't be so powerless. The elder observed him, thinking that as he closed his eyes to relax, he sensed a hidden dragon. He said to him that he just entered the 6th stage of Yuan Qi, but he is able to beat 3 people of the same stage at once. He couldn't believe it, saying that he was quite unusual. While our MC greeted him, saying that he was Ye Wuyu, an outer disciple who has broken through to the 6th stage of Yuanqi and has come to select a martial arts. The old man asked him how much strength he has now. He replied that he didn't know how it is because he hadn't tested his strength yet. He punched in the air to show his elder how strong he is. Because of the elder's face showing pressure from the punch, he said that it should be more than 6,000 pounds. He thought that the 6th stage of Yuanqi has the strength of the 7th stage and said that he was indeed a talented young one. He wanted to see if he is really a genius and gave him a token, saying that the 9th stage of Yuan Qi mainly focuses on enhancing physical strength. Because of the lack of Qi reserves, he can only choose the yellow rank technique. He remembered that there was a medium-grade yellow rank technique, 4 phases of the tiger, in the pavilion that's suitable for him, so he should consider it. Our MC was happy because finally he had one, and hurriedly rushed inside. While running there, he said to the old man that he understood it, and thanked him. Now, while he was searching for a technique, it was explained that the heaven-mending sect has 5 floors of the hidden scripture pavilion, and the outer disciples are only qualified to enter the 1st floor. The entire 1st floor is filled with yellow rank techniques, each protected with a barrier. Only the name and description of the method can be viewed. Once selected, the barrier can be lifted with a token, and of course, that token can only be used once. Finally, he found a technique, and he was amazed and happy, saying that the technique was a yellow rank medium-grade technique, 4 phases of the tiger. He said that the elder recommended that one as the best choice. He said to himself that he didn't need to hesitate and needed to take it. But suddenly, his system detected a strong Kai luck in the vicinity, asking him if he wished to initiate the scan. Hearing those words, he became energetic and rushed to go there and find it, saying that he can't be lazy when he hears that. He said to the system to turn it on. After he got there, a light green spread around his pathway and he was happy that he hit the jackpot this time. While running there, he said that if he wanted to live a good life, he needed to have some green in his life. He shouted loudly that he was coming, but he didn't expect it was a beautiful girl with big melons, and he was going to hurt her because of it. He said she was so beautiful that it felt like love. But the girl, seeing him glance at her, but our perverted MC was rushed forward and touched her big and juicy melon, while he was happy doing it. The girl was so shocked and stunned while shaking. The system popped up, saying that it successfully intercepted Gu Kaiyi's green key luck, asking him if he wished to use it. But hearing the name of Gu Kaiyi, he couldn't believe it, and was surprised, saying that, "Isn't that the lucky one who found a true dragon bloodline pet in the Longyuan Great Forest?" And said that it was unexpected, and he was chosen by heaven to become the son of fortune. While his hand was on that spot, he said that the key luck system is quite handy. An awkward scene shifted as the girl was so mad and angry while our perverted MC's hand was still there. The girl slapped him angrily, calling him a bastard and asking if he wanted to die. Due that slap, he was spun around into the ground. He made some excuses, claiming it was all a misunderstanding, and told her that her chest felt really soft in his hand, insisting it was an accident. However, the girl did not believe him, and she was so angrily, threatening to kill him and questioning how dare he talk nonsense to her. She released her aura, while our MC backed off, telling her they were inside the scripture pavilion so she couldn't do anything stupid there. She replied that even if they were in the heaven-mending clan hall, she would still kill him. She rushed over to attack him, but he ran fast to avoid her, thinking that if he caught her, he definitely wouldn't survive. He asked his system for help and used the QI luck. The system popped up, saying he successfully used the 5th book of the 5th row on the 1st floor, the Dragon Sword Art. As he ran to her, he found the book there, wanting to see what the 5th book of the 1st floor had to offer. Upon closer inspection, he became mad at the system, questioning why it was a low-grade sword technique and accusing it of being a traitor. At that moment, the girl caught up to him and was about to punch him in the face. He thought the wrath of hell was upon him, but tried to calm her down by showing her the book he had obtained, using it as a shield. When he opened his eyes, the girl suddenly backed off, surprising him as she stopped herself from punching him. She called him shameless for using a martial arts manual to block her move and asked why he didn't fight back. The girl was sweating, and our MC was surprised that she was afraid of getting punished for destroying a martial arts manual. He changed the situation, calling her a vile villain who bullied a weak person like him, claiming he was not allowed to defend himself because he was weak. He challenged her to a fight, saying they could do it in a month, and he would surely get stronger and beat her. She agreed to give him a month, but if he lost, he would have to kneel down in front of everyone and admit his perverted hypocrisy. He protested that the bet was one-sided, and asked what he would get if she lost. She said she would do anything he wanted if she lost and walked away, realizing she had been impulsive in her words. She was confident that a trash like him wouldn't break through within a month. Our MC laughed, commenting on her big chest but lack of brains. Later, at the entrance, he asked his elder to register the book he had obtained. The elder was surprised that he had chosen a different technique than the one suggested to him and asked why he didn't listen to his advice. Although the flowing dragon sword technique was a good exercise, it didn't help in tempering one's physical strength. He made an exception for him to go in and exchange it once, expecting more from him. While looking at him like that, he thanked him for his kindness, but he said that he didn't regret choosing it, while thinking that his elder was really kind to him. His elder told him to do what he wanted, but reminded him that after 3 days, he had to return the manuals, and he must not destroy them or copy them for himself. He said that he understood and rushed back to his room. Inside Ye Wuyu's room, he was excited to start opening the book. After a while, he opened all the pages and exclaimed, "It's a lie. It's all a lie." He felt hopeless and said that his system told him it was a green chi luck, but he insisted it was not. He cried there like a baby, but his hope was not over. He said that he didn't believe it and that his daddy system would never lie to him. He analyzed the book and noticed that the cover was very thick. He thought that there might be something hidden inside. He removed it with a knife and found some pages there. He was overjoyed and couldn't believe that his system was right. He said that it was a 9-dragon heavenly imperial technique, a yellow rank upper grade technique. He said that he had an epiphany while traveling to see Julong in the Sea of Konghai. Those who possessed the dragon bloodline could directly ascend the ranks, and the 9th stage of Yuan Qi could give them physical strength, comparable to a dragon. He said that the technique was simply unbelievable. He said that not to mention the growth potential, just cultivating it to a minor level would give him the strength of a dragon, making him invincible under the initial foundation realm, and a physical body comparable to a dragon. He didn't expect this to happen, but he said that this opportunity was obtained through green key luck. He said that it was the girl Gu Kaiyi's fortune, and if he hadn't interfered, the 9-dragon heavenly imperial technique would have gone to her. He looked at his perverted hand and said that he would be the one to rise to fame and glory in her stead. The system congratulated him for successfully capturing Gu Kaiyi's fortune and gave him a reward, a top-grade yellow-rank dragon blood pill. He thought that it was a top-grade yellow-ranked pill that matched the 9-dragon heavenly imperial technique. He said to his system that it was too kind. He tossed the pill into his mouth, and the 9-dragon heavenly imperial technique entered his body. He said that first, he needed to shape his Yuan Qi into the form of 9 dragons. The dragon-shaped Yuan Qi flowed through his body, cleansing his tendons and marrow, reshaping his body. 3 days later, he called his elder and said that he had come to return the manuals. The elder was shocked and couldn't believe that he had reached the 7th stage of Yuan Qi. He said that he was incomplete and could only make a minor achievement. He humbled himself and said that. The elder was surprised and thought that he was a shameless bastard for saying that it was only a minor achievement. He said that even a person with outstanding talent would take at least a month to get a minor achievement in any technique. He thought that he had not only made a minor achievement in 3 days, but also raised his cultivation by 1 stage. He said that his talent was far superior to any genius he had ever encountered in his life. He asked him how many pounds of strength he had now. Our MC wondered that after practicing the 9-dragon heavenly imperial technique, his physique had reached the point where he could control it at will. He estimated that his strength was almost 50,000 pounds. He felt proud of himself and thought that he didn't want to scare his elder to death, so he decided to tell him that his strength was half of what it really was. He said to his elder that his strength was not that impressive and that he only had about 20,000 pounds of strength right now. As he said this, the elder became even more surprised and asked him again how much it was. He couldn't believe it and asked him if he was joking. The elder was so astonished that he said that it was his fault that he ended up petrifying him with his words. Hearing those words, the elder became like stone. He said that he would return the martial arts manual that he borrowed and asked his elder if there was anything else he wanted to say to him. If not, he would take his leave. Then, he ran away like a crazy lunatic. After that, he took his clothes and his things and put them on. Half a day later, he arrived at Castle Peak City, the largest commercial district in a 100-mile radius. It was also close to the Longyuan Great Forest, where the initial Foundation Realm experts gathered. He said that there, the number of people with Kuai luck would naturally be higher. He sat there and waited for an opportunity to find a Kuai luck from the talented people. He said that it was so boring because he only saw red and orange colors. He wondered why he couldn't find any green luck among them. But suddenly, a guy with a yellow aura passed by him. He looked at that guy and thought that it was not as good as green. But he changed his mind and thought that he had waited too long, so he planned to just go with that guy. As he made his decision, the system congratulated him for successfully intercepting Zhang Xiaofan's yellow luck and asked him if he wanted to use it. He agreed and happily wanted to use it. The system said that it was used successfully. Zhang Xiaofan's key luck was in the Longyuan Great Forest, a black wind demon wolf. He said that it was amazing. He started to follow the guy, saying that the guy was going to hunt demon beasts, so he wanted to also follow him and join in the fun and get the taste of hunting demon beasts. As he followed the guy, half an hour later, they reached the outskirts of the Longyuan Great Forest. He thought that generally, the people who went there were looking for opportunities. In order to ensure safety, they all formed groups or joined mercenary groups. But he said that he knew very well that the hardest thing to watch out for anywhere was the human heart, especially when there was an absolute profit. He said that when there was something good, it was better to eat it alone. He was surprised when something jumped towards them. It was a wolf, and it was very furious and rushed to attack him. But he also reacted quickly and punched the wolf, but the wolf dodged him. He didn't expect that the wolf was a 7th stage Kui demonic beast, so no wonder it dared to fight him. The wolf seemed to be ready to charge at him again, but he was ready too. He said that it was the end of it. he jumped to approach the wolf beast fast, and gave it a powerful punch that sent the wolf flying away and hitting a large rock. He said that a wolf's hardest body part was its head, and that the power of his technique was really terrifying. He didn't expect that the black wind demon wolf was full of treasures, and that it could even be sold for dozens of low-grade heavenly stones. He said that he couldn't waste it. He chopped it apart with his knife and remembered what the system said to him. The system said that the fortune this time was the black wind demon wolf. He wondered if there was a bug because he felt that something bad was going to happen. Suddenly, a lot of wolves surrounded him. He said that it was not a fucking fortune, it was a trap. And because of it, he was hopeless, running away to escape, demanding that was not an opportunity fortune, it was a hell trap for him. And because those wolves were so fast, they were near to him and going to catch up to him while he was praying to Sama to help him, saying that the black wind demon wolves were crazy and all of them were at the 7th level of Yuan Qi. He said that the strongest one is in the center, almost at the 9 level of Yuan Qi, but thankfully he saw a cave ahead there, planning to find a way to get in there and hide while cursing the wolves that they were pesky and waiting for his revenge. That he would surely kill each of them. But those wolves jumped towards him and were going to bite him. But he was fast to react and used a technique like Hadouken to blow them apart. Because of that powerful blow, even he was blown away and used footwork to go to the cave while thinking if there was a bug in the system that judged his bad luck as good luck. While thinking that, he didn't expect that there was a deep hole there and he fell into the ground. Now he's thinking of what is happening while scratching his ass. As he looked up, he wondered what it was. He saw a pile of white bones and a writing on the wall carved with a knife. Thinking if he is holding a martial arts manual and wondering if the guy was a powerful cultivator who was sent in to retreat there but ended up failing and dying there. Thinking if he gets that powerful inheritance of that man, wouldn't it be child's play to break through to the initial foundation realm, smirking like an evil guy? He bowed to the person as a sign of respect and asked forgiveness if he offended him because he just wanted to become strong, and he got it. 2 days later, by practicing and exploring there, as he walked there, saying that he's sure enough that his comprehension of that striding martial arts and saying that the Aotian technique is still low, that he needs at least half a year to fully comprehend it. While walking like a zombie, he said that he must need to fill his stomach because he is going to die at that rate. As he walked, he wondered if there would be any fish up ahead, and he was thankful that there were. So many fish were there, and the system said to him that he needs to get it and give it to him. As he caught it, he ate it alive. RMC was cannibal, just kidding. As he got so much, he ate it as if there was no tomorrow. Now that he was so full and satisfied, he said that he found an awesome martial arts for striding technique, a pond full of koi fish, and he was even about to break through to the next stage. But he wondered why there was no notification from his system popping up, thinking that his system died, and asking his system if it's an idiot or deaf, and asking it to hurry up and congratulate him for his success. But the system punched him and scolded him, saying to him that he has not yet discovered all the treasure, so he needs to continue exploring the cave. As he was scolded by his system, as the system said that to him, he started looking around and noticed species there, and he thinking if that species might be edible, and eat it, and because of that, he finally reached the 8th stage of Yuan Qi. The system congratulated him for breaking through to the 8th stage of Yuan Qi and successfully seizing Zhang Xiaofan's Qi luck, and has been rewarded with a 10-fold enlightenment pill, saying that there was a time limit of 12 hours and the system was giving his reward pill. While he was looking at the pill, he thought that the pill was like an X booster and said that it boosts his comprehension 10-fold, and although it only lasts for 12 hours, it's enough for him, and he swallowed it. He closed his eyes and cultivated to increase his comprehension, and after a day passed by, as he opened his eyes, he comprehended it completely. He was going to say goodbye to him, and addressing him as his master, and he promised that he won't disgrace his Aotian technique, and saying rest in peace to him, while bowing to show his respect to his master. He said that it was his time to leave there, and started to run hurriedly with an eager smile. Now that he was finally out there, he jumped and saw his enemy, the demon wolf, that seemed to be waiting for him. As they sensed him and noticed him, they showed their fangs, indicating that they were going to attack him. But he was now confident that he could defeat them all easily. He rushed there to eradicate them while saying that he didn't expect that they hadn't left yet, and waited for him. He was thankful that they were patient, but he said that today he would show them what happened if they messed with him. Some of the wolves were taken down one by him, and because of that strength, some of the wolves were scared, shivering, and turned around to run. Now he was finally relaxed and said that finally he was free, mentioning his background as a dignified prince of a fallen country. He wondered if a dignified prince should really do such vile things as looking through monster corpses. He said that he was damn tired and exhausted, and if he hadn't eaten earlier, but he said that if he became invincible, he would kill every one of the demons, and he swore it. While collecting some good parts of the monster corpses, his system notified him that a bonus reward had appeared and asked him if he wanted to use it. He didn't expect it, and upon hearing it, he became more motivated and hurriedly packed up all the corpses. While coming out, he shouted loudly and happily that he was coming there to his dear bonus, and just wait for him. As he got out, the scene showed an abandoned pavilion. As he looked up there, he wondered if that was his reward. An hour later, he suddenly demanded again to his system why he always believed in him, as he angrily shouted like crazy. He said to his system that he had wandered around there dozens of times, but he hadn't seen any of it, which was driving him crazy. He kicked some stones because he was pissed off, but he noticed that his kick was bounced off, even though he was in the 8th stage of Yuanqi. He wondered if the rock was his bonus reward. As he picked it up and tried to throw it, drop it, bite it, and also perform some rituals like a cultist bowing and saying some incantation. But none of his actions worked, which pissed him off even more. He said to it that he had been so sincere, and it still didn't open. While he was annoyed and spinning it around on the tip of his finger, he said that, even though he was a dignified prince of the great Liang kingdom, he knelt before it, and he asked the system if it wanted him to do that shameful scene of him. Because he had no choice or any idea, the only thing he could think of was his trump card, the best skill he had. A maniac perverted skill. He wanted to kiss it because he had no other option left, and he didn't care about doing it. Because of his sincere and lovely kiss, the eggstone finally cracked, and Sanskrit writing emerged and rumbled. He was shocked at what was happening, and a notification from his system said to him that his reward was successfully obtained with an additional beast pill that could improve the origin of all pets. A cute cat appeared, and he was amazed by it. He said to the system that his reward was so nice, and mentioned that the contract of equal status made it like a cute little pet that would grow together with him. But he said that he didn't know what his cute pet liked, and gave a pill to his pet. The pet was eager to eat it, and in the blink of an eye, it was swallowed, and it also shape-shifted back to its cute character, acting spoiled to him. While he was shocked and didn't expect it, he asked what in the world his pet was. He said to him that after seeing him eat so much, he would call her Tuntun from then on. After that, he started to continue his journey and explore the forest. While exploring, he asked his pet if there was something ahead of them, but realized that he was crazy because a cat couldn't do that far. As he said that the system detected a green key luck on the mutated demon beasts, suddenly a monkey jumped, scaring him. He was so scared, as if his soul was leaving his body. His cat also got scared, and while shouting loudly about what that monster was, he ran away from the monkey monster, saying that he couldn't defeat it because it was so strong and mutated, like a half of a King Kong. While this monster was chasing them, it seemed that this big guy was so fast too that it could catch up to him. While shouting to that monkey bastard not to come closer to him, as they chased him, he changed his mind and decided he wanted to face it. He said that if he was going to die, then he might as well check what his capabilities were. And with his luck on his side, he thought there was no way that he was going to lose, and decided to give it a try. While the system asked him to give it to him, he pointed his finger at the monster while the damn monkey was so confused and had no idea what he was doing. While doing that simple thing, the system congratulated him that he successfully intercepted the green key luck of the mutated demon beast, and asked him if he wanted to use it. Without beating around the bush, he said to the system he wanted to use it immediately, because if he didn't, he was going to die there. The system said it was used successfully, and he suddenly smelled a good fragrance. While sniffing it, all he could think about was where it came from. While being chased by the mutated beast monkey, that fragrance that he smelled was the pill key luck fortune that the monkey had. After noticing it, He hurriedly went to get it and used a formidable speed to get it fast, while saying that luck was coming to him. While desperately trying to catch it, it avoided him, seeming to have a life of its own, and chose to go over to the monkey. But thankfully, his pet jumped there to swallow it, and the two of them were surprised and in utter disbelief. While the more shocking thing happened was his pet transforming into a human form and hurriedly charged to attack the demonic beast. The damned beast was shocked and didn't react fast, which is why it was beaten up by our MC's girl cat using some combo of attacks. The kitty girl used a powerful technique to blow it, and the pitiful beast was turned into pieces. Seeing this, he was so scared and shaking on the ground, thinking it was crazy that his cute kitty pet was so scary and powerful. While meowing there, floating in midair, he said that it was an insane moment, and his cute Toon was embraced him tightly, displaying a genuine affection. But he's still confused, and asked her why she suddenly swallowed his fortune. And even though she was good-looking and cute before finishing his word, the girl pinched his lips while he was saying to her that if she kissed him, he would not be that kind of man who would easily give in. He suddenly shook her, saying that he really didn't care if she was so cute. He just asked her to give back his fortune and spit it out. As he shook her, asking her to give it back to him, a system notification popped up, saying that he had a contract of mutual growth with the pet. So if the pet intercepted a Kailuk, it was also considered as the host intercepting the Kailuk. The system congratulated him for seizing a green Kailuk of the mutated demon beasts, and rewarded him a true essence pill. As the system gave his reward, he had no time to waste and threw his pet like it was nothing, and he sat there, thinking that he needed to gamble with fate and see what happens, saying that it was usually a last resort struggle of his character to get stronger. He started to cultivate and gathered all of the aura, concentrating his power. He also started to practice like a crazy lunatic, with only the thought of becoming grand, punching a rock and shaking the ground with his strength. Because of it, he couldn't believe that he actually shattered all of the trees and big rocks there in just an instant. He said that he was a genius among geniuses, and that his hands were itching. He said that now that he was above the 9th stage of Yuanqi, it would be a waste not to practice with it into the monster of the initial foundation realm. He suddenly had an idea because he remembered that there was a large sect competition of the heaven-mending sect that would be held today. And because of it, he hurriedly rushed to go, calling his cutie pet that they needed to go now because they were going to do something. While he was happy rushing there, he thought that he was going to win the competition of that sect, saying that he was coming. Now, in the heaven-mending sect competition, a lot of crowds were boisterous. While his other senior was talking about him, saying of his breakthrough and asking them if they see him, the others didn't care if he had a breakthrough. They said that he was still as trash as ever. While they were slandering him, their elder shouted so loud that if he didn't show up, he would expel them. But he replied that it was not going to happen because he was there now. As he walked there, some girls got attention to his cat, saying that his cat was so cute, and he gave it to them. All of them became happier, seeing the cat was so cute while it was asleep. He apologized to his elder for coming late, but his elder replied to him that now he was there, they were going to start and draw their lots to begin. He started to pick, and after he picked, the person he chose was Shigandang. He remembered something that he heard. The guy was so gifted and strong that even before he started practicing martial arts, he had the strength to carry a weight of several cows by himself. All of them saw Shigandang going into the stage, and the stage was shaking as this guy was walking there. After seeing the guy face to face, he seemed a bit arrogant, but it was nothing to him. The guy asked him to surrender to him, because he didn't want to fight trash like him. He replied to him that, if that was the case, it was too bad for him, because he specialized in being trash. While saying this to him, the head-heated man was so furious, saying to him that he had a big mouth for a dead guy like him, and started to attack him, saying that he was going to die today. But our MC happily raised his hand, a sign of forfeiting in the battle match. All of them were surprised. They didn't expect him to do it and said that, even though he surrendered, the guy who was his opponent was hot-headed and wouldn't be able to stop punching. They said that he was going to die, and with that one punch, he would definitely break the record of the fastest person to be defeated in that competition. But our MC defended against it while catching the punch of that guy, and the guy felt that it was strong and felt hurt, like a huge mountain coming down on him. Our MC started to take him down by using his right to grab his face and take him down to the ground, and because of his strength, the stage ground cracked, and all of them ran away there while he finished him in just one strike. He asked him how he could be sleeping so comfortably there, while our cute Toon Toon was appeared by his side out of nowhere, while rubbing her, and because of the strength that he showed, all of them couldn't believe it, that he shattered the stage just like that, and saying that Shi Gandang was unconscious because of him, and asking how he did it that caused such destruction with a light slap and wondering if he was at the 9th stage of Yuanqi already. But their attention was turned towards the other stage where there was a battle between initial Foundation realm experts, and they were all excited to see it. The battle between experts introduced this girl called Lan Ming, the granddaughter of their elder Lan, an elder of the inner sect, and her opponent was Zhang Tianyue, who was supposed to have become an inner disciple in the last competition, but he deliberately stayed in the outer sect in order to win first place in the competition. The first place prize was a pavilion pill and 2 techniques of his choice. He was the one who took the initiative to attack, but she calmly caught his punch easily while looking at him like that. The guy was thinking what was going on, and he felt as if they were caught in a vortex, and suddenly he flew away when the girl swung her hand, and because of that, the guy became irritated and become more angry at her, shouting on how it was possible that she was that strong when she was just in the first stage of the initial Foundation realm, saying that, the girl replied to him that he was weak, that's why he was going to lose, and the girl attacked him with her palm strike. As the guy was on the ground, our MC saw it and thought about the sacred pillar, saying it was hardened for thousands of years, and if hit with force, even a strong weapon would be ruined from the impact. Zhang Tianyue must have been crippled by the impact. He said that the granddaughter of their elder Lan was so ruthless. While thinking that, the girl charged forward to him, using a powerful palm to kill the guy, and it seemed that he also noticed it and rushed there and stopped his palm while saving his colleague. He asked her to be merciful and stop it, but she was so hot-headed, saying to him if he was courting death. But our MC was a maniac and not afraid of anything, saying to her that he was not what she thought of him. While the girl was annoyed and attacked him, saying to him that he was presumptuous, he avoided her attack just like a basic. The girl was getting more pissed off at him, while he teased her more, and her attacks were not hitting him. While all of them seeing that, and they noticed that the pillar was shaking, and they asked how deep Lan Ming's cultivation was, and also wondered how our MC got the guts to mess with their elder Lan's granddaughter. They thought that he overestimated himself from the sudden rise in strength and was just testing his strength by causing trouble. They said that Lan Ming could destroy Zhang Tianyue, who was in the mid-stage initial Foundation realm while being only in the early stages, in an instant. While she was so furious and saying to him that he was an annoying bastard and wanted to kill him, she gathered aura to make a powerful attack, and she struck it to him, while he was so calm and avoided it while teasing her and asking her why she always talked about death all the time and why she always thought of killing people. He said as a girl, shouldn't she be kinder and more merciful? As he landed on the stage, the girl didn't expect that he avoided all of her attacks. While posing like that, all of them saw the heaven of her and became crazy while shouting that they saw it, and it was red, and they asked why it was red. They couldn't believe it, and all of them started to cheer more, saying that long live to her and to her red, while she was so ashamed and shaking at that moment, while our MC was also shocked about it and thinking that it was a holy moment. He said why he was so miserable, and asking why the highly class bitch had to wear red while fighting him. Well guys, I know the reason, but anyway, he said it was unfortunate for him while wandering around. The girl was so pissed at him and called him a bastard, asking him to start their duel right now, while he asked his elder if that counted if he fought her now, while his elder said to him that it counted. As the elder said it, he thought that their elder Lan granddaughter beats people regardless of timing and occasion, and asked why their elder was still in the mood to ask for points. He said to her that if that was the case, then he would accept her challenge, and suddenly noticed the girl was emitting a green aura around her, and wondering that the girl's strength was not simple, so it's no doubt that the girl have that chi luck and fortune, and because of it the amusement dancing in his mind and laugh, while thinking that the heaven was favoring him, and his system asked to give it to him, and he started to absorb it, and he successfully intercepted her chi luck, and the system asked him if he wanted to use it, while he replied that he wanted to use it. As he used it, the sky above twisted, dark clouds gathering, lightning crackled, and all of them were shocked. And the elders thought that it was the baptism of the heavenly thunder, and they seemed that the heaven had the blessing of good fortune. If a genius can inspire the heaven, the heaven will send down the heavenly Tauntaun to baptize their martial veins. And those who have been baptized by heavenly thunder will not only improve their talent, but will also have a breakthrough in their cultivation. While their elder Lan thought that he didn't know if his granddaughter is the one that inspired the heavens or if it's the boy. And while he gently stroked his beard, a large thunder started to land. While it was landing there, the two of them looked up in shock, and our MC was hit by it, while he was shouting so loud, saying it was so painful. Seeing this, they were so pissed, saying why the heaven was baptizing the trash like him. They couldn't believe it, and demanded that Lan Ming has been a proud daughter of the heaven since birth, a true cultivation genius. But why did the heaven thunder baptize the trash yet? A 6-year loser, and not her. While the others were amazed and happy, saying that he heard that after the baptism of heavenly thunder, a person is more likely to break through to the heavenly origin realm, and say that compared to him, who is covered in dazzling radiance, Lan Ming is now like a side character. While they were committing their opinion, he was absorbing the heavenly thunder, condensing it into droplets. In his mind, he was so happily counting the drops, and now he was completely absorbing it. A large impact of his aura burst out, saying that it was 9 drops that he absorbed, and the heavenly thunder was disappearing. As he opened his eyes, he thought that it was great, that he finally broke through to the initial foundation realm. And he was so excited, and stretching his body using the 8 national radio gymnastics. As he doing it, they were so mad and angry at him, saying that he was so arrogant that they wanted to beat him up, while others said that they wanted to take off their shoes and throw them at him, and saying that they would be able to beat him without getting beaten by him. While the guy said to them that they didn't need to stop him because he was not going to him, as he knew that he can't beat him perfectly sane. While they were talking like that to him, he used our best weapon to piss them off more, and he was smirking at them, and saying to them that they were so late, and asking if they wanted something from him. As he said that, they were scared and shocked because our MC was referring that it was already evening, around dinner time for the disciple, and all of them turned around and retreated and asking each other if they wanted some drinking, whispering they needed to hurry up. While the girl called him, and he looked at her, while the girl said to him that they were still up for a fight, but he mocked him and said to her that, as she had seen earlier, he got baptized by the heavenly thunder. Now his strength is in the initial foundation realm, and asking if she was sure on fighting him. But the girl was consistently battling and saying that it was ridiculous, saying how she knew who would lose with their battle. While charging to him, he released an aura and thought that seems that the girl is arrogant, that she didn't know how to be cautious, and said that he knew that the girl knows that he has broken through the initial foundation realm, even though that the girl was not afraid and didn't confront him and on. And he said that her footwork seemed to want to find his vulnerability, and that her strategy was quite ideal. But he said that before absolute strength, all those tricks were worthless. He punched her and she flew away. Everyone was shocked and scared. They couldn't believe that Lan Ming was actually defeated. She vomited blood and said that she wouldn't lose to him next time. She swore at him. The system popped up and congratulated him for successfully capturing Lan Ming's key luck. It rewarded him with 100 times enlightenment pill. He saw it and became crazy. He jumped around and said that it was awesome. He didn't expect to get 100 times enlightenment pill, and said that he was sick enough to get 10 times enlightenment pills from grinding the Black Wind Demon Wolf, but now he got 100 times. He said that his luck had finally come. He hurriedly swallowed it and said that he was going to be a god. The girl saw him and was very pissed and annoyed at him. As he swallowed the pill, his body became stronger and heavier, that the ground cracked and the elders saw it, and they seemed afraid that he had already broken through to the peak of the initial foundation realm. With just a single stroke of his hand, he could exert the strength of 50,000 pounds. They wondered if the legend was true, that those who received the baptism of heavenly thunder could transcend themselves in a short period of time and become powerful existences. They couldn't believe that they finally had a heavenly talent disciple who had emerged in their heaven-mending sect. They said that if he became an inner disciple, he would be unstoppable. While he started to cultivate and break through. As he finished, he said that it felt so good, and the elders rushed to him and asked him to join their sect, while his reaction was scared shitless by him appearing out of nowhere. So that all for now. Thank you for watching.